dirt roads to rock crawling, two-buck chuck to screaming eagle, moonshine to 50-year-old single malt. We talk about it all here on Wheelin' Wine and Whiskey with your hosts, Jason and Chris.
Welcome to the Wheelin' Wine and Whiskey podcast, episode 236. Holy smokes. Chris, are you there?
I'm here.
Are you there?
I'm here.
Are you there?
I was just kind of thinking about episode 236 and, 2 times 3 equals 6. So 236. I don't know. You got nothing, huh?
Okay. I don't know. There is something, there's a name for that. There is a name for that. Whether that number simulation.
I don't know.
Somebody will know. Jason Berry will know. He'll call in. I'm gonna have him call in.
He's kind of like an idiot savant, huh?
He is. He's an engineer. He's smart. Anyways, yeah, here we are. And so, one thing I do want to say is people have been asking me, it's like, well, how are you guys recording? Because you're in Nevada, Chris is in Livermore, California. And, how's that working out? How are you guys getting together? And I said, well, we haven't. We did have one podcast at my house.
Yeah.
Recently after the rubber band douche coupe ride over to Baja.
That's right.
But, so the audio quality's been good. But, somebody said something about your breathing on the last one, but he's got to stop breathing. We just got to figure that out. But we're working on it.
I'm dealing with microphones and issues, and so health issues that are ongoing, which we're not going to get into. But the magic of the internet allows us to meet at least once a week and present. Record quality content for our faithful listeners.
And imagine that my internet is way better in Nevada than it ever was in San Jose. How does that work out? We're out in the middle of nowhere out here.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe because there's no trees. There's no trees. That's why.
Yeah, well, it's tumbleweed internet.
That's it.
I think you got Lorenzo clopping around in the backyard holding an antenna. Kind of wiggling and jiggling and whatnot.
He's been making friends with the horses next door. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I think they're up to something. He broke through.
Lorenzo's a donkey, right? And a donkey and a horse get together and make a mule. Is that right? Or
something like that. I don't know the whole genetic history of the whole thing, but that's another thing for him to look up. He is he's asleep right now.
Oh,
in
good.
The corner. He's got a little bed now. That we set him up with like a little dog bed, and he's curled up in front of the fireplace right now, kind of like a Labrador.
Is the fireplace lit?
It is lit. It's rolling,
wow.
Man. It's cold outside. It is. I'll tell you, I do like the cold weather, and but it is biting freaking cold the last couple days. I mean, like 9 degrees in the morning. And you go outside and it's like, takes your breath away.
Single digits, a whole new animal, man.
It is, but it's nice. It's I have zero complaints. It's exactly what I signed up for. I knew what I was getting into, and I'm like, this is good. And I've been putting up Christmas lights and stuff around the house and working outside. And the high yesterday when I was putting up lights was like 30. I think. But I just had a sweatshirt on and jeans, Carhartts. I mean, I didn't have thermals and stuff on, but when you're moving, it's fine. But if you're like sitting outside or just standing there, it's freaking cold.
Yeah, no, I bet.
Yeah. So you just got to keep moving. It's good motivation to keep moving. So
stop or die. Stop and die.
And the antifreeze helps too, So cheers.
Yeah. What are you drinking tonight, Mr. Green?
I just broke into, I knew I had this bottle, but I couldn't find it. And I was digging around for bottles for Thanksgiving, and Eagle Rare 10-year. And that's just solid, right? It's from Buffalo Trace. It's one of those
good go-to.
And it never used, it was easy to get before, and now it's becoming harder to get and more expensive. And, so I started stocking up. I've got like 6 bottles of it. And man, I haven't had it in a while, and it is freaking good. Plus, it's got an eagle on it. America, fuck That's yeah.
Right. I have a bottle of that, and I think I paid $40 for it. It's a great value if you can find it.
If you should be able to find it at $40-$45, and it is damn good. What do you got going on? A little local Livermore hooch?
That's right. I'm drinking some wine from one of my favorite wineries at Page Mill Winery, which is down the street from my house.
That's a great winery, man. Another good value winery.
Heck yeah, absolutely. And I took this kind of dovetails into what I did this past weekend. I took the Jeep out of the garage and
what? Wait, whoa. Lorenzo woke up. He heard Jeep out of the garage. Look at him coming in here. He's all freaking excited. He's jumping around.
That thing fires right up no matter, because I keep it on a trickle charger, so it's no issues. But I needed to get it out of the garage. First of all, I needed to clean the garage, and we're hosting Christmas, and I got to do a whole bunch of cleaning and stuff. And it leaves the house and enters the garage, and then it goes from the garage into the garbage.
Lorenzo wants to know if he can come over to Christmas at the main.
Sure, he's always invited.
Yeah, okay.
Both of you're always invited.
Oh, he's excited.
I don't know if I have.
You're going to get a stinky ass in your house, Hurt.
I have to get some Purina donkey chow. But
no. He's on people food. He likes steaks. He likes whiskey.
I think we're doing prime rib.
Potatoes.
I'm not sure, though.
Prime rib. Nice.
Yeah,
I'm definitely coming down.
It's going to be good. So, but I got the Jeep out of the garage, and because I had a kind of a plan. I wanted to get the top put on it. And I wanted to give, driving around to circulate all
exercise
the fluids.
It. Yes. Yes.
So I figured I had 2 pickups to do at my club wineries I'm a club member at. So fired up the Jeep, got it out of the garage, and took it for a drive. And, it's just bopping around town, nothing high speed or anything. But I took it onto one of the road going up to my other favorite winery, which is called Bent Creek.
Oh, another good value winery.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good Cab Franc there.
Oh, they got a fantastic cab. And that cab for the 2018 is so good.
Is it good?
So good. So good.
Did you get me some? It'd make a great Christmas gift.
Maybe.
Just hint.
Anyway, Granville Road is a little uneven, undulating. Is that a word? I don't even know if that's a word. But
it's rough. It's a California road. That's all you need to say.
Yeah. And, the suspension on the Jeep is pretty new. I put it in during COVID. It's the new lift and with new springs, new shocks, new everything. And boy, I tell you what, that thing was just all over the damn road. It was everything I could do to control it. And I was talking to you a couple, day or I guess it was yesterday. And you said, man, it must be bump steer. And I was like, God, one of the things about bump steer is they always talk about the drag link and the track bar being parallel to each other.
Yep.
You want to make sure they're parallel to each other to avoid bump steer. And I'm like, yeah, Correct. They're parallel. So I did more research about it, and I did a quick Google search, whatever my level of research. And it's like, there's a very tight tolerance on what parallel is. So I'm going to have to do a little bit more investigation, because you mentioned not U-joints, but ball joints.
Uh-huh.
And I did have one bad ball joint that was on the pitman arm on the drag link end. The pitman arm end of the drag link that was worn out that I replaced, I believe in the spring.
Okay.
And that tightened it up a little bit, but I think that I'm not sure. I mean, one of the things that was mentioned on the internet was like lose the track bar altogether. And I'm like, I did the whole losing the track bar for a while, and boy, that was terrifying.
Yeah, no, that's man, the steering geometry is absolutely essential in any vehicle, but especially a lifted vehicle. Mm-hmm. And it all goes out the door, when you lift a vehicle, if you don't know what you're doing. And thankfully now there's all these bolt-on kits for these, newer Jeeps that get the geometry right. But when it's wrong, it's fucking wrong, man. It ain't fun to drive.
No. So what I think I'm going to, and it needs a front end alignment. I know that for a fact. Things are definitely not right in that regard. So what I think I'm going to do, maybe I'm going to contact Joe over at the 4x4 shop.
Joe Robello.
And kind of maybe bop over there next Monday on my day. See if he has time for me to come by next Monday.
There.
Absolutely. So
he
and then maybe they can
KOH.
That's right. That's right.
He's racing this year. I think he's right seat.
Wrong seat.
Wrong seat. Yeah, I think him and Josh are.
Is Josh going to race
4,800? Yeah,
Ooh.
Yeah. Josh has been working on the bomber and getting it going. So yeah. Anyways, yeah, that would be a good call.
I think
right
so.
in your backyard.
He's right. Yeah, just less than a mile away, and so have Joe take a look at it and give me his thoughts, and we can maybe put it up on the alignment rack and get that at least taken care of, and then see where we're at. So, but yeah, I want to make this thing a little bit more, street friendly, because I do want to drive it, and sometimes I might want to just drive it up to the mountains to go snow wheeling and stuff, instead of getting everything all loaded up on the trailer and blah blah blah. So,
oh my gosh, first world problems, but. No, I can relate because, a couple months ago before Trail Hero, I was getting some, not death wobble, but the front end of my F-350 was definitely a little loosey-goosey. And so I called up my buddy down there at Polyformance, and I said, hey, I need some synergy stuff. They're in the same warehouse, so we talked about this, and so hooked me up with some killer steering. Colin put me in the right contacts there at Synergy, and world of difference, because just the joints were worn out. It's wear. The truck had 100,000 miles on it.
Right.
And, I didn't beat it up, but it's just wear and tear, and it just the minute little thing in the front end can screw everything up. So yeah, get that checked out by Joe, and, yeah, that'll be good. Well, I'm glad you got that out. That's the one good thing in California, is that you can go open top Jeep in November around Thanksgiving to go wine tasting. Still good.
So yeah, I mean, and then so I picked up wine at my two favorite wineries, Bent Creek and Page Mill. If you're in Livermore, there's great wine tasting here in town. We've got 50 or 60 wineries right now. A lot of them make some really good stuff, and the wine tasting experience is a great value for the most part. It's not like Napa, where all the tasting fees have gotten pretty crazy. I've heard some of the tasting fees are some are over 50, and even some are around 100 now.
Oh, in Napa, it's out of control. It's been that way. It's just, silly.
But I mean, Livermore, you're looking at, 20, I think the highest I've seen is 25, that's
pushing it too.
Myriad as well is getting a little crazy.
Oh, that's why I dropped that membership. It got too rich for my blood.
For sure.
Speaking of wine, did you open up any wine over Thanksgiving?
I did. What did I open up? What did I open up? I opened a Syrah. I think it was a 2014 Syrah from, I didn't take a picture
Syrah
of it.
Goes well. It's a big wine, but turkey, people will argue, but turkey will hold up to pretty much any wine. We open up some big cabs.
Oh, there you go.
So it was a Syrah, but you don't know who. Somebody. Pick a winery.
It was either Page Mill or Bent Creek. I don't remember which one, but it was good. And, obviously Syrah's big, but, I had two old fashions prior to that. So I was kind of a little numb at that point. That was,
I didn't have an old fashioned on Thanksgiving. I did just wine.
I was jonesing for an old fashioned, and I started to look at my ingredient list, and I was like, I had everything. Was missing two things right out of the gate. I didn't have any simple syrup, and I didn't have any Luxardo cherries. And I'm like, well, I can't solve the Luxardo cherry situation, but I can solve the simple syrup thing pretty quick. Right. So a cup of water, a cup of sugar, boil it up, let it cool off.
Is it half water, half sugar?
Yep.
That's simple syrup. It's super simple. That's why they call it simple syrup.
Let it cool off. Don't put it in your drink hot.
Tyler?
No. But
your Fireball hot toddy.
Oosh, yuck. Anyway, had a couple of those with my son Craig. He was, and we made those with Rod and Hammer straight bourbon.
Oh,
that was
nice.
It was good. It was really good. And then rolled into the evening when we sat down to the turkey dinner with my family. I had a bottle of wine open and was drinking that, and it was drinking well. So
sweet.
Good Thanksgiving.
We went pretty big this Thanksgiving. So my uncle had a 2008 Dariouche Magnum. So it's a double bottle, right? It's two 750s. Dariouche is really good freaking wine out of Napa.
It is.
And I used to have a bunch because we had a family contact there, and then we lost that contact. Long story. But man, it was freaking, it's always solid, right? So I was panicking because I have my cellar in San Jose, and I'd go in there and pull 4, 5, 6 bottles for the holiday. And I don't have no cellar anymore, and all my wine's like in Gilroy. But I was very fortuitous. I gotta pat myself on the back right now because I packed up 2 cases, and it said Minden, and it had a $sign on it on these wine boxes. So I packed up some good wine to bring to Minden, and man, I was like, holy crap! So I had brought a 2007 Silver Oak. My uncle opened up a 2009 Silver Oak, and Silver Oak
can't go wrong.
But it's become a vanilla bomb over the years. It's still a solid wine. Don't get me wrong. It's still a solid Cabernet. You got your Napa, you got your Alexander. So, there's a couple different levels there, but Silver Oak is good, but you just, the older stuff, this 7 was drinking really good. And it was right at that cuspid of when they were starting to become the vanilla bomb.
Was it, did you decant or did you?
Oh God. Yeah. We decanted everything. It was aeration and all good. So, and then, Matt came over from Fernwood and brought a 2007 Cabernet. That was the day after Thanksgiving. He was up in the hood. So he says, hey, I want to come by and see everybody. And he brings a bottle of wine. And that was freaking outstanding, the Fernwood Cab. And then what I had that was kind of the piece de resistance is the Lahota. Lahota Howell Mountain. And I've said it before on this podcast, and I'll fucking say it again. I would drink cougar urine off of Howell Mountain. There is nothing bad off of Howell Mountain. I don't know what it is with that appellation, but it is so freaking good. The wine that comes off that mountain. And I've had some ridiculous Cab Francs from Viader. Lahota's up there. Cardinal, of course, is part of Lahota. But this was a 2009 Howell Mountain Cab. And absolutely freaking just silk. Angels crying on your tongue.
Wow.
It was, you savored every sip. It was so freaking good.
And Jason's a poet now. Woo!
No. And then Mount Brave's another one. So Mount Brave is the second, third tier of Cardinal, Lahota, and everything. And that was a 2017, and that was drinking great. So anyways, it was quite the wine extravaganza. I was super excited. Everybody enjoyed it. We had some whites thrown in there as well. Just to keep it real. But yeah, it was good. It was.
I don't think I have any white wine in my house right now.
No, that was we started out with some whites with the charcuterie, killer charcuterie deal.
Y'all got the charcuterie board?
You got that coochie board. I will say I'm extremely happy the yams came back to the family Thanksgiving dinner. It's a yam casserole that's just candied with pecans on top, and it's phenomenal. And for whatever reason, last year it got omitted from the from the dinner, and I was extremely disappointed.
Well, I'm happy for you. There's no candied yam that'll make me happy at all.
Oh, dude, these yams are so freaking good. I wish you were up here. I got some leftovers. That's what I'm having tonight for dinner. With some, we had ham, turkey, all the fixings, and so good. So
right on.
Good.
Yeah,
ate way too much the last 4 days. Probably drank a little too much, but maintained. It was fine. Nobody got in any fight or anything, so it was good.
Nobody died.
I did some exercise today to work that off. We'll talk about that later.
No, Thanksgiving was a close family affair for me. I mean, I just was my wife and my children, and turkey, and all the fixings except for candied yams. Yuck!
Oh my god!
But
I'm not talking about with marshmallows on top. I'm talking.
No.
Oh, you don't like yams, sweet potatoes?
No, I like sweet potatoes, but not no.
Really?
Yeah. So, but and then I'm really the only
bacon either.
I'm the only wine drinker in my house.
Well, that's good. That means you get the whole bottle to yourself.
Well, Kevin surprised me. My middle child, he surprised me when he wanted a little bit of what I was pouring, and I was happy to provide that to him. And he chugged it.
He's getting older and becoming more sophisticated. So he's learning the ways of the wine world.
Yeah, for sure. So, but yeah, I mean, Thanksgiving was great. We have tons of leftovers. I actually, when I'm done, I made my world famous turkey tacos, used half the leftovers for that. And I think I've probably got, I don't know. I probably could eat turkey tacos for the next week.
Okay. So I'm going to throw it out there. You're going to have to make these world famous turkey tacos at KOH because I haven't had them yet.
Oh, well, I'll have to omit an ingredient that you don't like, so I don't know how they'll go.
What's that?
Raisins.
Fireball? Oh, you put raisins in it?
Just a bit.
What the fuck would you put raisins in turkey tacos?
It's the recipe that's been handed down by my family for generations.
Like golden raisins or like raisins?
Raisins.
Ah, that's fucked up.
Why
would you ruin it? Why don't you put some cottage cheese on top too?
Well, I can omit the raisins.
That's the other thing I hate.
I don't. You don't like cottage cheese?
Raisins.
Yeah, no, the raisins.
They're not terrible, but I don't know. It's funny because I love wine. I love grapes.
You like the other form of raisins.
I love the other, and I love craisins. Cranberry raisins are great.
All right. You like fermented grapes. That's what you like.
I think I got abused by raisins as a child or something. There's some
and
Raisin Bran.
And Dodge pickup trucks apparently abused you
Dodge
too.
Pickup trucks, definitely, and Toyotas. Toyotas suck. We haven't said that in a while, but we just got to throw that back out there.
So we had no phone call from Rover Don?
No, Rover Don. He's been busy working on stuff. So
he's shredding and I don't know. Is he going to be racing in KOH with all the shit he's doing? It sounds like
know.
He's building like a 4600 car or what?
I don't know what's going on in that camp. Maybe. I don't know.
Has he ever been to KOH?
I don't think so. That would be fun to get him out there. They should have the Rover takeover. The Rover takeover of KOH.
Red Rover, come on
So they
over.
could be the buffer. The Rovers could be the buffer between trail chasers out that camp way out like 47 miles outside of Hammertown. And then the Rover camp, and then there could be our camp right in the thick of it. So right across from Ultra 3. So Hammertown Heights Estates.
We should drop a pin on a great campsite for the trail chasers and put it on the other side of the line for 29 Palms military base.
And see, I'm going to try one more time to get them to camp with us. It's a futile deal, but I'm going to try. Yeah. They're good guys, but my God, they got to let their hair down and have a good time. I mean, you love it in our campsite. It's a great camp, man.
Well, it's like it's an oasis. Oasis away from it's like there's
it's not quite Laser Town Oasis, but it's a close second. We don't have Hammock Town and a koi fish pond and stuff.
And
but
mannequins.
Power now. Cody
Power.
has power now at Lasertown. How much was that
1.21
gigawatts?
Bill? Speaking of Cody, he's I guess he's in Japan right now.
Dude, okay, so I'm super jelly. I'd love to do this trip, Trail Hero Japan, and they ship their rigs over, right, in crates. They crated them up over a month, right after Trail Hero at the end of October. They sent them over in shipping containers to Japan. Neazumi is his name that host them, and oh my God, it looks like so much fun. I want to go to Japan, not only to four-wheel, but to ski, because there's some phenomenal skiing in Japan as well. And if I could
Mount Fuji,
I know, wouldn't that be great if I could four-wheel and ski in one trip? That's on my bucket list. I'm going to make one of those happen. But it would be fun to head over there. I was, just now that I'm settled in and got my life straightened out again after the move, I definitely want to save up some ducats and go to Japan. That would be fun.
Well,
and Charlie's over there. We interviewed little Charlie.
That's right. Oh, he is?
He's over there having a... Oh, yeah. Yeah. The Melchers are over there and having a fucking ball. So, Brassanini.
Well, don't
Cody.
Don't get too FOMO'd out. Those are all four-wheel steer boys. You're not a four-wheel steer boy. So
yeah, but I can hang with them. Drag axles matter, Chris. And if you know how to drive a drag axle, you can keep up with the big boys.
Right. Okay. You heard it here on Wheeling Wine
Even in
Whiskey.
a Wrangler, Chris, you can make it happen at KOH this year. We're going to get you outside of Turkey Claw. I want to get you up to the mailbox at Sledge. I got an easy way for you to go.
I'll hike there.
Way. No, come on. You got to make it happen. Now your Jeep's running good. We got
a lot of things to talk about before we talk about KOH.
Okay. All right.
A lot of things. Hey, I hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. It sounds like Jason had a great one. I know I did. It was wonderful seeing my family and hanging out with them for the day. And Jason has a big family. And where were you, up at Donner with your uncle and aunt?
Yeah, we were up there in Truckee.
Yeah,
it was beautiful. Downtown's awesome right now. They put up some candy canes on the lights and the street lights and a big tree, and it wasn't super crowded. There was definitely people downtown, but it wasn't super crowded. We went downtown a couple times. Went to the candy shop there, which is like the soup kitchen, the soup Nazi. They let you in. And they got you, okay, step up to the counter. What do you want to order, sir? Blah, blah, blah. Okay, great. Now step aside. Okay, we're going to pay and get out of my store. So it's
wow.
Ever since COVID, they've become really chocolate Nazis down there. But their fucking fudge is good. They got so many different fudges and turtles and, anyways.
Turtle. Did you see the Cybertruck? I heard the Cybertruck was in Truckee.
Oh, the Cybertruck was there. I didn't see it, but that's a freaking joke. I don't care how you spin that thing. It's just ugly anyway.
Oh, it's beyond ugly, and people are going bonkers about it. I guess it was at Hollister Hills. There's video of that, of it going up the stair step and struggling a little bit.
And it had electric problems going up that too.
Yeah, but
for traction.
And then I guess it's been here in town.
I can't.
A lot of people have seen it bopping around town. It was at Las Positas. It was near Granada High School. And
I can't wait to see the Cybertruck on the side of Highway 80 facing the wrong direction.
For a spin out?
Yeah, yeah. It's coming. It's coming this winter. Winter of 2023.
With dead batteries. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think the electric car thing is real. It's happening, but man, the idea of a hardcore off-road electric vehicle, going out into the back country, I don't know about that. But, if you're driving a Tesla and you live in like San Francisco or even just the Bay Area in general, using it as a commuter, I think is a great thing. You just get home from work and you pull into your garage, you plug it into the outlet. If car is fully charged the next morning, you drive off and do your errands and go to work, whatever. That's perfect.
Well, I plug my truck in up here.
Well, yeah,
that's a block heater.
It's a Ford. So
no, it's a block heater, man. So when you get in your truck, when it's 9 fucking degrees in the morning, your truck's warm, you start it up, it starts up easy, and the heater's already blowing heat.
Did you put have you put the top on your Jeep yet, or no? Or you're not gonna?
Top does not go on the Jeep. I only put the top on in extreme emergencies, like a code red situation. I haven't put the top on in a couple years. I take that back. I did put it on last year for the Oktoberfest event. I drove my Jeep to Spider Lake, and we did the loop, right? We did the
that's right.
Lake.
Yeah. Where you got scared.
Which dovetails into another story. But I don't like the top on the Jeep. If I can avoid it, I keep the top off. It's hard to put on. It's freaking cumbersome. I hate doors on the Jeep. It's just it
impedes your
it works.
It impedes your view, your situational awareness.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And I mean, the reason I mentioned that is because after I got back from my wine pickups and cruising around town, the other reason for taking the Jeep out of the garage was to put the top on. And people that know me, I actually removed the entire top, the frame and everything, just because I don't like the frame sitting on the.
No, you don't want that.
It lays down and it can be seen. Right. I get rid of it. I just take the whole thing off. But man, one of the things they recommend when you put the top on or do any of the fabric tops, you want to do it when it's warm. Well, it wasn't warm yesterday.
Yeah.
And the top, I was in the sun, but the top didn't warm up, and holy crap, that was tough to do.
To stretch those things out. You need to get the heat gun out and just run it up. Yeah. No, I've done that before. Don't
hair dryer.
Yeah, no, it's a heat gun though that puts out a lot of heat.
Yeah,
and you can warm the thing up and stretch it to get it to. Mine buttons. You've got like nice.
I've got rails those tracks.
You got the tracks and rails. That's very nice. I'm old school CJ5 shit.
But I prevailed. I got the top up and I got it secured, and it's all the windows and side curtains are in, and
you're ready for winter snow run.
I'm ready for winter.
With Tyler.
Yeah, we'll see.
Tyler's going to have tracks. I'm thinking about getting tracks for the side-by-side.
Boy, you want to talk about somebody that's made of money or spending money like crazy. That's
you
him
have
right
to.
there.
That's the problem of being a business owner in California. You gotta spend money or the government's going to take it all. So you might as well have some business expenses. So I get it.
Show a loss, and then you don't have to pay any taxes.
That's right. That's the key. Losses are good, but. Right, just like we talked about Black Friday, we run in the red, it's good. We don't run in the black.
Yeah, we didn't.
We'd like to be in the black, but we're red.
We're red. Well, Lorenzo keeps us in the red, so
he does assuredly keep us in the red. But real quick, Rubicon, you mentioned. I mentioned that. We haven't talked about it on the podcast, but it was a month ago now. The Mudsuckers did their Rubicon run. And that's a great run. It's a Rocktoberfest, they call it. And go out to Spider Lake and stay on John Orn's property out there at Spider Lake.
Did you say Mudsuckers?
Yeah. Oh, no.
Mad Hatters.
Mad Hatters. I'm sorry. I'm getting a couple clubs mixed up here. One of those clubs that starts with an M.
That's right.
And so the Mad Hatters, and so that's where, Tyler talked about it on the podcast, but we went out, James and Rhonda and I went out and met them.
You took the buggy.
Took the buggy because we wanted to do the Granite Loop. I took the CJ5 on the Granite Loop last year, and I swore I'd never take the CJ5 on the Granite Loop again. It's not short wheelbase friendly. There's so much off camber and ledges and shit. And it's very Sand Hollow-esque. And I'm like, no, I'm taking the buggy. And so it was cold weekend. I had thermals on, Carhartts and, sweatshirt, and it didn't come off all day. I was comfortable, but it was cold. And we ran in and had a freaking ball. Ran the Granite Loop. Freaking awesome. If you haven't done the Granite Loop on the RTF property, highly recommend it. It is so cool. but it's not.
Just don't do it in a CJ5.
No, it's not easy. So I wouldn't recommend it for everybody, especially if it's your first time on the Rubicon, because there's other places to see the main trail. Stay on the main trail and enjoy the main trail. But if you've been on the Rubicon a few times and you haven't run the RTF property, or you're like on the East Coast and running the Rubicon for your first time and you got to set up rig, definitely run the RTF property, because it's about a 2-hour ordeal to enjoy the whole thing.
Let's call it an adventure, not an ordeal.
Adventure, ordeal, whatever. It's fun. And when you're with Toyotas, it's an ordeal. So, we ran it with Tyler and James and I. We had a few passengers. There was some rigs that didn't want to go on the trail, and that's fine. But then we ran down, did the whole RTF loop and ran down the trail a little bit and hit the big sluice and had old sluice, I should say, and ran up the old sluice, which is still part of the classic Rubicon, because that trail has changed a lot over the years, but the old sluice hasn't changed much. And it's fucking gold, man. It's just some of the cool granite High Sierra rock crawling that I love. And so it was a great day. And then we made it back to Spider Lake Camp, Windy Camp, where they were at. Right. And there was a rig that they were working on, a CJ5. And we're like, I look at James, I'm like, we got to go. It's 4:30 or something, somewhere around 4:30. It took us an hour to get from Windy Camp back out to the chalet, which was pretty good. We had to pass a few Toyotas and stuff.
Well, they were low.
You know, and this is a public service announcement. Public service announcement. If you are out there four-wheeling on the trail, be situational awareness of who the fuck's around you, okay? What vehicles are you coming up on or that are behind you? And we came up on these Toyotas, and they stopped in the middle of the trail, and we came right up on them, and they hop in their rigs and go, like, okay, we're going to stay ahead of these buggies. Good fucking luck. So right in their ass. And I wasn't being an asshole, but I'm like, dude, pull over. Okay. Obviously we're faster than you. And it's not it's not a slapping dicks thing. It's just fucking get the fuck out of the way. If you got a better vehicle behind you, pull over, let them go.
Pull over.
Right. And they didn't pull over. And then all of a sudden it stops again. It was 3 rigs. And I see a way around them on rocks, big rocks, not small rocks, but big fucking boulders. And I told James in the radio, I'm like, dude, stay right behind me. I'm going around these fuckers right now. So they stop. I don't know why they had stopped. Go around them to the right. James is right on my ass. We go over these big boulders, and the people in the back are like, oh shit, okay. And then I come up to the guy in the front, and he's pulling a fucking White Claw out of his cooler. And I'm like, all right, cool story, bro. Fucking don't stop in the middle of the fucking trail to get a beverage. And one, you shouldn't be drinking and driving on the trail. So I'm like, what the fuck? And I had just enough room to get around. I had to rub tires a little bit. And the guy looks at me kind of like what the fuck? And I'm like, dude, you're stopping in the middle of the trail. It's fucking, it was about 30 degrees at that time. Mm-hmm. And I just wanted to get back to the chalet, right? Like if somebody's broke down, I'm going to stop and help them. But if you're stopping to get a fucking White Claw out of your cooler, fuck you. Get the fuck off the trail.
Yeah, pull over.
Toyota problems. Toyota fucking Prius problems. So we buzzed around him and took off. And James was like, that was badass. And the look on the guy's face was like, how'd you go over those big old boulders? Well, yeah, we got fucking buggies. All right.
Were those Toyotas even well set up at all or not?
Not really. Not really.
Like what, 37s maybe?
I didn't even notice. I didn't care. I was just on a mission, and we got ahead of them, and we just, we weren't hauling ass, but we were just moving, and so we got back to the trucks, and it was cold. It was windy and cold.
That's what you were saying.
as you heard on the Snail Trail podcast, they left that night because it got so windy and cold, and I almost got blown off the Highway 50, a few times towing back up. But yeah, it was good. But anyways, PSA: if you're going to stop on the trail, if you're not broken's one thing. I get it. Shit happens. But if you're not broken and you're stopping in the middle of the trail and stopping trail traffic,
that's a dick move.
It is a dick move. Pull the fuck off the trail and let people by. So
that's a dick move. These trails are all narrow. So, a lot of them, I've had people stop in front of me on trails like Deer Valley, and it's like some of those areas, there's no passing zone, and
no
slick rocks the same way. And
yeah, and you got like 10 feet from the center of the trail on the Rubicon either side. And this was a legitimate area where we passed. It wasn't like I was cutting a new trail. But it was boulders. It was like not a well-traveled portion of the trail because it was hard. But for 43s and stickies and V8
and Jason fucking Green.
Well, no, just fucking knowing how to wheel. I'd like fucking send it.
Just send it.
Anyways, all right, that brought up a story. Okay, go on.
Oh yeah, no, this is what we do. We just we zigzag our way through our shows. So we talked about Thanksgiving. I drove my Jeep, put the top up, steering issue. Hey, so if you have any input on my steering issues on my Jeep, you can email me at chris@wheelingwineandwhiskey.com. That'd be super cool. Or you can DM me at www.chrism on the Instagram. I'm actually, I logged back on to IG.
Are you back on the IGs? I've been tagging you. I haven't seen any activity.
I took a month off. I literally, and I felt so much better for it.
So let's talk about this. Was it good? Did you clear your mind? Did you feel like you were missing out on shit? Because you missed out on a lot of shit.
Well, but that's the problem. Lot of cool shit. I get FOMO, and it's like, but then again, my reality is I just can't do everything, and I don't want to see what I'm missing out on. So I actually felt better about it. So, but at the same time, there's a research factor or side to what happens on Instagram.
Right.
And I missed out on a bunch of stuff.
Especially as a podcast.
Right. Well, then that's the thing. So I have to kind of filter what I see and not see on IG. But what brought me back into Instagram was our last podcast with Jamie McKean. I needed to do a little bit of stuff with him or look him up a little bit more. And I'm like, I had to log back in, and I'm like, okay, so I'm back on the IG. And then it's like, you get sucked in, you just get sucked right back in. And
yeah, but you start looking at it.
Yeah, I do. I do. But, it's just, I truly felt a little bit better when I wasn't on Instagram. And I know the world revolves, not the entire world, but social media is better. Social media is taken over in a lot of respects, and I have to be better about it.
Well, what's cool about the people that I follow, the Wheeling Wine and Whiskey on Instagram, are real people. They're out doing shit and making shit happen, right? I don't follow these fucking fagizzy. Here I am on my private jet and my yacht and my fucking Lambo, and that's great. You're posting all the great things in your life, but what's cool about the people that I follow is they post the bad shit too, the real life shit that happens. I blew a fucking tire on my trailer and I was on the side of the road for 12 fucking hours. Okay, that's real shit, Yeah. But a lot of people don't want to post that because they want to post all the great shit that happens or they think that happens in their life. Mm-hmm. And anyways, and I scroll past the people that are, living in that fagizzy, but or think they are, because nobody is. We all have our fucking issues and problems and, shit going south. So, anyways, you got to filter through this stuff and yeah, I still want to get, somebody to run our page though, that I could just filter shit to. I got so many cool videos and stuff, but just no time to post it. I just don't want to spend, it takes like a half an hour to put a good reel together, 45 minutes. And yeah.
That's why I don't post anything. Cause I don't have
so stories are good because it's quick and easy, but I got some reels I got to put together. I got some good shit from Trail Hero I got to put together.
That stuff has.
Oh my God!
Have an expiration date on that? Probably not. I mean, hardcore wheeling good shit's gonna be fun.
This winter, I'll have some time. It's getting dark earlier. It's cold as fuck outside, so I'll be inside sitting by the fire by Lorenzo, and maybe I can crank out some reels.
Perfect. So, you haven't been skiing yet? You haven't put boards on snow yet?
Oh! I'm glad you brought that up because I went skiing today.
Oh, you did?
I did. I went to pick up my pass, and at North Star, I was in Truckee for a dental appointment, and this dentist I've had for years, he's great. His name is Jason, so he's good. And
right.
So, so anyways, I'm like, okay, I'm going to go to North Star. I don't know. It's all man-made snow right now.
Right.
It's a little dusting and stuff. I say dusting, a couple inches that has dropped so far this year. But I'm a diehard skier. I got to get out and just check it out. So I'm like, I heard reports and, some people, it just depends on the person. They're like, oh, it fucking sucks. It's all man-made snow. Well, skiing, and skiing is life to me. And so I'm like, okay, I'm going to go up and form my own opinion. I made 4 loops and it was really freaking good. All man-made snow.
Right.
But North Star pumps out a ton of man-made snow, and they have some of the best grooming equipment around in the Tahoe Basin. And it was awesome. There was 0 dirt showing on the runs. It wasn't the ribbon of death that some people said it was. It's the full width of the run.
I haven't heard that term in years.
Oh, the ribbon of death. Yeah. As you get into the spring or early season, early season, late season, you just got like 10 foot wide and 40 fucking people trying to make turns on it.
Well, that's the Sierras. Try doing that in freaking New England, up in Vermont,
ice.
New Hampshire. Yeah. Oh no,
it was
Trust
really
me,
good.
I've been there.
There was one marbly section with like clumps of little snowballs, icy snowballs on it, but overall ball bearings. It's all about ball bearings these days. And it was good. Now, I will say this. I wouldn't have paid $179 to ski there today because that's what the lift ticket was today. $179 to ski. Basically, 3 runs were open. One lift and 3 runs. $179.
Dude, I haven't skied in years.
And there was I'm assuming they were a couple in front of me, Asian, with fucking turtle fucking pillows on their ass. They were snowboarders. They brought their snowboarders into the fucking office to buy their lift tickets. I'm just like, oh my God, this is why I don't ski on the weekends. But here we are midweek Monday, and they're there. It's after a holiday. Maybe they residual, whatever. But they
work from home like you,
and they paid $350 something to ski today.
Wow.
On their turtle fucking snowboard asses. But good luck with that, players. It was good.
Is that the average price now? I mean, for a day?
No, it was up to $250. I know at Squaw. I will call it Squaw. Everybody knows what it's called now. Or if you're, fuck that. But it's Squaw Valley. But anyways, having the passes, it's just, for me, it's a no-brainer because I ski a lot and it pays for itself in 6 days. But so that's why I went out today. I was like, if I didn't have the pass, fuck no, I wasn't going to pay $170 to go ski.
I mean, to date myself, I mean, I used to ski a lot. I skied a lot on the East Coast, and I moved out here, and I skied Heavenly and Squaw, and love Kirkwood, and of course I've skied North Star and whatever, all the other, not all of them. What's that? Boreal. I never skied Boreal.
Boreal.
Never skied Mount Rose.
Mm-hmm.
What's that one that's Sierra Ski Ranch or Sierra?
That's where I learned how to ski. It was Sierra Ski Ranch. It's now called Sierra at Tahoe, but that's where I learned how to ski. Yeah, so, off of 50 Echo Summit.
But I still absolutely, my favorite place to ski when I was skiing was Kirkwood. I absolutely love the backside. Just freaking just enjoyed that place but it's when I would go there back in the day, it was like 70 or 80 bucks. And now you're saying it's 180, 200 bucks. That's crazy.
So Kirkwood, I am super looking forward to. That's one of my favorite resorts, and it's super accessible here from Minden, Gardnerville.
No, it's like an hour and 15.
Less than an hour. And this pass doesn't close like the pass does coming up from the valley out of Stockton,
right?
Jackson, right? And
the gates.
So I am looking forward to getting some great days at Kirkwood. We got to get you back up here, Chris, on skis. I'd love to see you on skis.
I would like to. I just don't know if my knees would allow.
No, you'll be fine. It's good exercise.
I used to be really good. I actually almost flunked out of college because of skiing. I got really good at.
I know you were an avid skier,
and
I
got really good at it, and I was not doing too well in school.
So my last skiing day last season was July 4th at Alpine.
Right. I love Alpine.
Yeah, they had the 4th of July skiing going on, and of course it was a ribbon of death, but it was fun. And you're wearing shorts and American flags and America, fuck yeah, it was great. And then so here we are a few months later, and I'm back on skis, and I'm like, dude, I just fucking love it. It's so zen-like for me. I mean, I love wheeling too, but it's my go-to. It's my drug of choice.
We'll see. I don't know if I can swing $200 for a lift ticket.
No, I'll get you a lift ticket. Lorenzo's going to give up his ski pass for you.
Right.
You just have to look like a jackass in the lift line. That's all when they scan your ticket.
It doesn't take much, actually, for me to look like a jackass. So.
Anyways.
Yeehaw.
All right, let's get back to four-wheeling.
Yeah, well, it's not, I don't know. I mean,
I got a bunch of shit here.
Oh, do you? Keep on then.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Baja 1000.
Oh, yeah.
Did you watch any of the Baja 1000? No, you didn't?
Heard about it, and I saw some feeds, and every once in a while something would come through on Facebook. I was on Facebook, but no, I didn't watch any of it.
You know, Jason Scheer and Berger were teamed up. Mm-hmm. And Bailey Cole was out there. Bailey Campbell, I should say. And Bailey Cole was with, I should say, okay, so Bailey Cole was with SXOR team.
Was he?
Cole and Sky Johnson.
Yeah.
Yep, they paired up. Unfortunately, they had a little steering issue, and Bailey didn't even get to drive.
Oh.
But and then Bailey Campbell was out there, part of the Ford team. So Ford, did great. Ford Bronco, of course.
Mm-hmm.
But there was cool stories, right? Glenn Blake was out there. They finished. Their car finished and did well. I think they finished 5th, if I'm not mistaken, without looking at the results. But the story that everybody was following was the guy from Australia, the 30 some odd year old, I'm going to say kid from Australia. I think Ducky is what they were calling him. He freaking Ironman the motorcycle 1000. You know what the Ironman is, Chris?
Yeah. I heard about that.
So that's doing 1,000 miles, but actually this year it was 1310. I think was the total mileage for the Baja 1000. So 1,310 miles on a motorcycle by yourself. Nobody dropping in on you, helping out. It was 100% him. And, so the story goes, he just flew out from Australia, bought a bike in Southern California, drove it to Mexico, and fucking raced it without a pit team. Well, that's great. And I am not going to discount that because he ran the 1,310 miles by himself. And there is I don't care who the fuck you are. That is Ironmanning 100%.
For sure.
But he's been out there before. He knew what he was getting into. It wasn't totally blind. So, some of these news stories were all fairy tale, oh my God, he just flew in from Australia and ran the race and completed it. But he knew what he was getting into. He had some support. He didn't have technically a pit crew, but But I am not discounting that one bit because that's fucking crazy. I don't know. Have you watched the movie Dust to Glory?
I'm not sure. And I don't think so.
You haven't seen it then. If you don't remember it, you haven't seen it. Dust to Glory was fucking great. And it documented another guy, Mouse, that went the Ironman, the 1000.
Okay.
And he started getting delusional about mile fucking 700. And it's crazy. I mean, you think about it, 48 plus hours, whatever, of riding a motorcycle through some crazy desert. Non-stop, man. You stop and have a few tacos or power bars or whatever, but it's insane. That is a true test of man and machine, and especially on a motorcycle. I mean, it's one thing to be in a trophy truck that's fucking, rides like, you experienced it in the side by side. That's like a mini trophy truck. You just it eats up the bumps, and it's a rough ride, but it's not bad at all. It's comfortable. No. You can listen to your smooth jazz and cruise through the desert. But
I was waiting for my latte. I never saw.
Yeah, a latte. Right. You wouldn't spill your latte in a trophy truck, but a fucking motorcycle, you're hanging on for dear life and some serious shit.
And then for the most part, they're standing on the pegs.
You're standing most of the time. True riders stand on the pegs. Your arm pump gets real. Just grip in general and throttle control. And it's crazy. I just, that's fucking insane. That's a whole nother level of crazy.
For 1,300 miles.
Yeah. So anyways, that was pretty cool to watch that and see some of our fellow KOH people racing out there in the desert and putting up some good numbers and showing. So
I'm looking. I actually just brought up the results.
I was hoping SXOR would have done better. Their car was fucking dialed and badass, but it's always something, right? You just got to have some luck on your side. And
a belt, a power steering pump, a bolt, shit breaks, man. Especially when you're just extreme conditions, man. That's what we see in all these races. It's just, and we've seen people that have, run out of gas and had to run 5 miles back to Hammertown, or we've got people that have broke a bolt or lost a power steering pump. Yeah, and it's it's preparation, but it's also kind of a certain level of luck that brings you to cross the finish line, right?
It is for sure. So Baja 1000, super cool. And I will make note. Here's another story I was following. So Charlene Bauer, which we've had on the podcast before. And,
yes, sir.
And I'm friends with her dad, Ben. And so Charlene, Ladies Off-Road Network, she paired up with Lance from Pirate 4x4. And actually, she's covered the race for years, but it was super cool. She got to be in the car driving this year. And
that's cool.
Fucking won their class. And that was super cool to see. BFG was a big supporter behind them. But man, so cool. And knowing that family, hats off to Charlene Bauer and team there. Great to see. So, bucket list item for her being so involved, growing up in the off-road arena. And then,
right.
The Baja 1000 is like the pinnacle, right? It's like,
it's no joke.
I have no interest of racing the Baja 1000 because I don't need my shit fucking beat up for 48 hours or whatever your stint is, 10 hours in a car. But I just,
I don't know. You're an adrenaline junkie, dude.
I like it. I like being off-road.
No, my adrenaline. You're gonna race that thing.
No,
I guarantee.
No, I'm not. I guarantee I won't. I guarantee. I'll tell you right now, Chris.
Listeners, chime in.
No, you can chime in all the fuck you want, but I am a slow technical guy. I love single track on the dirt bike. I love freaking technical rock crawling, slow, calculated shit. I don't need to go 80, 100 miles an hour through the desert.
Well, so you're going to lose. You need to go $130.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's why I'm not going to compete, because I'm not that go fast guy. I like slow technical shit.
All right.
That's why I got into rock crawling.
So you know who won the overall for the?
Yeah, go ahead. You got it right there in front of you.
Bryce
Here we go.
Menzies.
Yeah, I know.
And then so that was in the score the trophy truck category.
Right.
And then let's see here. So that's trophy truck. Bryce Menzies, and then score TT Legends. Oh, shit, that's really small print. I can't read that.
You got your glasses on. Come on.
I know. I got the screen minimized. So let's see here. Class 10 class trophy trucks. Riley Herbst. Pro UTV was Kate
Riley
McCore.
So Riley was here. Another great story of the Terrible
Riley
Hearst family. Yeah, you know, you've heard of Terrible Hearst.
Yeah.
Down there in Las Vegas, the gas stations and stuff. Southern California. Yep. Okay. Mm-hmm.
So that's cool. And then you got
boy, he's going to read all the results.
No, I'm not. I'm just kind of scanning them real quick. There's a shitload of freaking categories.
There is a ton. And that's the cool thing about the Baja 1000. But I mean,
a lot of moto quads, side by sides.
Yeah.
A lot of motos. Shit.
Oh, yeah. Different classes. So,
Pro UTV.
Any names you recognize there, Chris? Or are we gonna go through the whole thing?
No, I'm not gonna go through the. I'm just kind of scanning it real quick. It's really small print because I got my screen split. Yeah. But no, that's cool. I should have been paying more attention to the Baja 1000. I mean, I love the racing. I love the off road stuff. Obviously, my true passion is being live and in person at KOH, and that's just around the corner. I mean, we're looking at probably. By the time this episode drops, it's going to be.
Should we talk about KOH days. A little bit?
Sure. You want to talk about KOH?
So no.
Just go ahead. What do you want to talk about?
Let's talk about the Overland event that just happened.
Oh
no, we're not that podcast.
No, we're not
yeah, KOH, fucking right around the corner. I am excited for this next 2024 KOH. The rookie program is stronger than ever.
For sure.
There's so many people I'm trying to follow and keep up with. And I'm like, you literally need like 4 hours a day dedicated to the IG to follow these different teams that are, as you say, clanging and banging, getting ready for KOH.
Yep.
But there is some cool stories coming out. I don't know. What can I say? I don't know if I know Bomber Faz building a 4800 car. Ooh. He's going to race 4800 and 44. I don't know if that's public, but it is now. So
no, it's public because he posted a picture of the 4800 being built.
Okay. All right. So yeah, that's going to be cool because, again, Randy's a fucking awesome driver. He's proven himself, right? 3-time king. And just had these stupid mechanicals last time he raced 4800. Yeah. And so hopefully things work out a lot better 2024 for him. I'd love to see him. How cool would it be for fucking Randy motherfucking Slauson to win 48 and 4400 in the same year? Nobody's done that. I know that's what he's gunning for, and I'd fucking love to see it. So
that'd be badass.
He definitely has the potential to do it. So,
do you think we'd have a chance at talking to him if it happens?
No, if it happens, he'll defriend me. We won't talk to him ever again.
We'll probably close the bay door and say no.
No. That'd be freaking great. So
we gotta make sure we have an exclusive.
Yeah, we need to sign some exclusive contracts with them to get that interview. But anyways, no, it's super cool. There's so many stories. I hope Far Motorsports can get that VW out on the race bed. That would be another story to follow. We got Thor Motorsports that we just
for sure
interviewed. Looking forward to Jamie seeing and meeting their team out there on the lake bed from Canada. That's going to be awesome. I mean, there's so many. And then, of course, Amber, who, finished the course last year. Unfortunately, not in time, but finished the course. So
she's getting better
knocking on that frickin' door.
Absolutely.
And if she can get it done next year, to cross that finish line within time, that's going to be fucking historical.
Place is going to go crazy.
There's so many stories to follow. I'm so excited. And
what's the EV picture look like for this year?
And there's another one, the EV picture. So Evolve Racing was down there Thanksgiving weekend,
right?
Testing and tuning the truck, and it looked like, and all reports, I was texting with Keith, and sounds like the truck was running great. They're getting the bugs worked out, which is awesome. And I've got big hopes for them this next year at KOH. I mean,
is there an expansion in the field though? I mean, because I know that is Kyle going to be there? Is the original?
I don't know.
EV going to be the EVE?
I haven't heard.
There?
Need to talk to Kyle. We need to get him back on. And find out what his situation is coming up here.
If anybody knows anything more about the EV category, because I know that 3 years ago, Dave Cole had those kits that he was doling out, and has there been any fruit from that, or what's going on with that?
You had to bring that up. I don't know. I would just leave it there.
I had to bring it up. We bring everything up.
We just push that right in the corner.
We pull no punches.
Well, yeah. And then the other story to follow is Shannon Campbell and Jess in the two-seater.
Right.
That's going to be a fucking great story too. And kid you not, we're going to be right there following them and getting their story. It's going to be so freaking good.
That's going to be, and to interrupt real quick. I mean, that's one of the things I missed out the most when I logged off of IG was like, God, I'm missing out on all the progress on the new race car. And, once the stories left the stream or whatever, timed out, you don't get that back.
I know. That's the bad thing about stories. 24 hours, you're done. And that's kind of the gotcha on Instagram, right? Is like, you got to keep up with the stories. But
so I missed a lot of progress. There was a lot of content.
Good, yeah. The great thing about Shannon is he does a, show and tell, right? Mm-hmm. He's explaining what he's doing, why he's doing it, and just simple, quote unquote, simple stuff. I mean, as a fabricator, you look at that stuff and you go, oh my God, why didn't I think of that? Right. It's so freaking good. And just like, it fucking works. And that bends easy and this and that. And it's like, okay, it's super cool. But I love the educational component from his. And there's also a sex ed educational component of his page, which is great. So,
you're right. Yeah, no, I don't know. I mean, obviously one of the cool things that I look at when I see his stories on Instagram is like today I was looking at, he was working at a workbench in his shop, at the coop. And I'm like, I think we ate at that workbench.
Yeah, we did. We did. We had the wedding dinner tacos at his workbench. Yeah, that was pretty freaking surreal.
It's like, man.
Yeah, I was thinking about that the other day because someone was asking me, is like, oh, you know about KOH? And I'm like, yeah, I know a thing or two about KOH. And they're like, oh, yeah, and Shannon Campbell, you know Shannon Campbell? And I'm like, yeah, and, oh, yeah, he's fucking badass. And I go, well, we actually just got back from his wedding a few weeks ago. And they go, what the fuck? And I started showing him pictures and stuff. And he goes, oh my God. And it's cool. I super grateful for the opportunity and just, make these connections and relationships. That's what it's all about. That's what life's all about.
Absolutely. We're not going to get rich
having
on this,
these
but
experiences,
we're certainly meeting new people.
And relationships, and it's so good. So anyways, good freaking stuff. You know what else is great?
What's
I gotta give an update on this Element Fire video that Kevin Jones put out.
Yeah.
I made a guest appearance, or not a guest appearance.
I don't think that was a guest appearance. You were co-star.
A co-star, 5.9 thousand views right now. So almost 6,000 views.
Oh, shit.
And it's, you know what the best thing is? And I'd love to hear blowback from this, but the naysayers have shut the fuck up. So, you know, they don't know the product. They're putting it down. And it's like, dude, just get to learn the product. And I don't care I don't care if it's a fucking light, a winch, a recovery thing. I don't know, whatever. But if you're not familiar with the product, don't put it down. It's small business. Our whole community is small business.
Sure.
I mean, there's some big shit out there, obviously, but Monster Energy and shit like that. But it's like, you know, I hate the fucking keyboard warriors that are just putting shit down to put shit down and make them feel better about their life. Maybe. I don't know what it is. I don't know I'm not a fucking therapist, so I can't say, but, the cool thing is it's gotten a lot of views, and Kevin and I went out there with the mantra of just, you know, let's do some real world shit and see what happens. Right. Totally unscripted. We talked about some stuff. We're like, okay, well, how's this going to go? And Kevin was like, I don't know. Let's just figure it out as we go. And I'm like, perfect. That's what I want to do. And you know, one of the, you know, validation points here. Okay. So Ian Johnson post the video, you know, great video explaining the extinguisher. I really like the quote unquote real world scenarios you guys put it through. I think it definitely shows why these are a great addition to any off-road rig, ... So knowing Ian, you know, he doesn't go out and promote shit that he doesn't like or whatever. And it was cool to get some validation from him and going, okay, you know what? You guys put out this video. It is what it is. And form your own opinion. I'm not saying go out and buy a freaking Element, but I'm like, they're not crap. You shouldn't throw them away. And especially if you don't know how to use them. And that's why you need to watch the video and learn how to use them. The technique, right? So that's pretty cool, and I'm glad to see the video getting some traction, and Good. That was our whole purpose, and the timing was impeccable, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
Wish you were there, because I know you would have added to that video some comedy commentary, but
I would have added something. I don't know what. But.
You would have added to it. It would have been great.
It would have been fun. I wanted to go down. Really, I did. It would have been fun to see Kevin, you know, face to face, and you know, his property's awesome, and going down to Arroyo Grande is really cool. And I love Pismo. That whole area is just awesome. So
it is. I know
it wasn't a sightseeing tour, but it's just a great area down there.
I did pick up some Old West cinnamon rolls, though. Those were great.
Oh, you went there, huh? That's good.
Yeah.
Yeehaw.
I got down there early morning, and I'm like, I need some coffee, and like, where can I stop? And I don't like to stop at Starbucks just because it's Starbucks. And I go, oh, fuck, Old West cinnamon rolls is right there. And And I'm like, oh, bonus, get some cinnamon rolls. So I bought some cinnamon rolls for the family and myself, and coffee, and it was freaking great. So
sugar and caffeine, what could go wrong?
Right. Well, you got to exercise in the background. I ride my mountain bike. I'm skiing now.
Oh, yeah.
So
perfect
to be skiing.
Yeah, no, you're in your element. That's
my God, cool. It's like freaking Fugazi Fagizzi right now. It's just like I'm looking up at Heavenly right now, and it's just like so good.
When's the first real storm supposed to hit? I mean, when's the big dumper happening?
We're supposed to get a little snow later this week, but you know, still early. It's usually mid to late December, so I'm not panicking. We got the patterns lining up. The stars are lining up. We'll see what happens, but
this is a chance of rain tomorrow night.
Yeah.
So we'll see what that does.
Winter's coming. It's coming.
Pretty cold, so I think it'll give you some snow up there.
It's cold. If we get any precipitation, it's turning into snow for sure and ice. Yeah. It's fucking cold out there right now. What's the latest? Let's see what it is right now. Let's see.
Our listeners don't care because
they don't care.
Well,
it's 26 degrees right now.
26. Ooh, burr. All right. So what else? Let's do. Oh, we have a couple of reviews.
Yeah, let's get some reviews out.
Hold on a second. I got to bring them up on my screen.
Oh boy. Okay. So, what else can I say in the meantime? Oh, iPhone update just happened. Fucking iPhone. So iPhone just updated.
Uh-huh.
And, I usually don't update right away just to see if there's any glitches or whatever. And this time I'm like, go ahead and update at midnight or whatever it did.
Uh-huh.
And it did. And my phone's on silent 100% of the time. I don't let my ringtone go. I hate the fucking Ring camera chimes.
Uh-huh.
It's just, and oh, I got an email. Oh, I got a text, and all these chimes going off in these public places. And I'm like, what the
ding,
fuck?
bong,
Silence
bong,
your
ding,
phone,
ding,
okay?
Ding, ding, ding,
yeah.
Ding, ding.
Put it in your pocket and put it on vibrate. I have it on vibrate, okay? I like the vibrations.
I'm sure you do.
So the new update, like a text used to come in and just like zzz, it'd vibrate once.
Uh-huh.
And like if it was a phone call, it'd be like zzz, 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 zzz. I knew it was a phone call, right? And I'm like, pull out the phone.
And you're like, call me again. Call me again. Oh yeah.
And I'm like, oh, it's Chris Maines. I don't want to talk to him. I'm going to put it on Do Not Disturb or something, right?
Sure.
So I'm like, okay. And so now with the new update, it's like, zzz, zzz, zzz. And I'm like, what the fuck? Why couldn't you just leave the vibrate the same? I have no idea if I can change it back. That is my mission tomorrow to figure this shit out.
Take you all
but I'm
day.
like, what is going on? Is my phone ringing or is it a text? That's where I'm at right now. I'm in this fucking limbo land. And I don't like it. I like the just zzz, it's a text. Zzz, it's a text. I get a lot of fucking texts during the day.
Is this a rant?
It is kind of a rant. And I got to figure out how to shut that shit off because I don't want to be, it's like zzz, zzz, zzz.
Send an email to Tim Cook. Maybe he'll care.
Oh, I've been on his jet. Not flying, but I've been on his jet. He doesn't know.
Well, have you been on Melinda? Not Melinda. What's Steve Jobs' wife's name?
Yes, I've been on that jet too.
Whatever. Nice.
But I haven't flown on it, so it
Lorenzo, the pilot.
If you haven't been flown on it, it doesn't count. But that's a badass jet.
I'm sure it is.
That's my favorite jet, by the way.
That's how the other
Steve
half
Jobs'
lives.
old jet. That's my favorite jet. It's got a shower in the back, super simple, super clean. No fagizzy, just a nice private jet. That's what I want again. Thanks, Lorenzo, for fucking that up.
Has an iPhone dispenser on it.
Vending machine.
Instead of a condom dispenser, it's an iPhone dispenser.
It's got an iPhone machine. iPad, iPhone, everything. iWatch.
Right.
iBourbon.
iBourbon, yeah.
iWine.
Oh, shit. Well, there you go. That's your new website, iWine. Oh, I whine so much. All right. We want to do some reviews. We have 2 reviews for the month of November.
I was trying to stall to get us to that point, and here we are. Go.
Wow. Well, these are short and sweet. So I like that. We've got 2, and the first one is from Pilot CFI.
Ooh, super.
Yeah. He might be
super secret squirrel shit here.
Maybe he's Steve Jobs' pilot. I don't know. But, well, I don't know. Steve Jobs is dead, so hopefully not. But anyway, 5-star review, obviously. And he goes, Toyotas drool and flat fenders rule.
Yes.
That's it. Short and sweet.
I love it.
So, which is true. It's true. It's true.
It's true.
And then the second one is from Brad Runkle. This is the newest, the latest, and greatest 5-star review. And here we go. I found out about your podcast from
Wait. Use your words.
From watching Wrecked Gear YouTube channel. There you go.
Gear's badass. If you're not watching Rec Gear, you're missing out on hardcore wheeling. And I love the educational component that Bronson and Jess put out. So
and the environmental factor.
Yes, cleaning the trails.
Keep the trails clean. Pick up your shit. Don't litter.
Police your shit.
So the rest of it is, so I went back and started listening from the beginning. Keep up the great work you guys are doing, putting out awesome show content. Woohoo! Well, thank you, Brad. Appreciate that. That's awesome.
Thank you, Brad. That's legit.
Yeah, Rec Gear, those Bronson and Jess, super cool. So yeah, right on.
That's it.
That's it. Only 2 reviews. So if don't forget, listeners, if you want to write a review on Apple Podcasts, and then DM Wheeling Wine and Whiskey on Instagram, and we will be more than happy to send out a sticker to you. And you can put that on your rig, hopefully not a Toyota, to represent the show.
So how many reviews are we up to? We're up to 100 and what's it say here? 188.
Yeah.
We've got somebody threw in a 1 star.
I said I'm showing two 1 stars. 2 1-star reviews.
Can we call them?
What's that?
They own Toyotas, guaranteed.
Yeah, it doesn't show who did it. Who did it? Who did it? Why so many haters? Come on, man. We're talking about.
Oh, you always have haters, dude. Whenever I've learned this over the years, whatever success you have, there's always people that want to hate. Players play and haters hate.
That's right.
It's the life story. Whatever. You just don't let it. Who cares about the haters? You gotta concentrate on the 99% of the other people that.
They love us, man. They really love us.
I don't know if they love us, but they like us.
They like us. All right. So
that's what puts us into the #1 off-road podcast.
Right. And, writing those reviews and posting them up helps with our ratings and so forth and so on Apple Podcasts. So that's important to us to keep our show ranked up in the top 100, or even we'd love to be in the top 10 or top 50. Top 10 would be awesome.
I'm not concerned
but those monkeys bounce that shit around like crazy. So
it is. It's a bunch of monkeys drinking Fireball, and so I don't trust
throwing
them.
Darts.
Lorenzo went to the Chartable factory, and he's like, dude, don't trust those fucking monkeys. He goes, they're drinking Fireball and Screwball.
And the donkeys
they don't even know
the
good
monkeys
whiskey.
Are probably saying, don't trust the donkey. But
well, they did, but then when the donkey put up his shit, they're like, oh, maybe he knows what he's talking about. So
maybe
I don't know, but I'm excited for the holidays here, and KOH is right around the freaking corner.
Yeah.
Literally, I am so fucking glad I'm not building a race car right now. I am so looking forward to talking to everybody that's building a race car and racing on the lake bed. But yeah, I've just got to do a few things to the buggy, and I'm ready to go for KOH 2024.
Throw it in the trailer and go.
And Chris is going to be there.
I'm going to be there.
Our camp is growing. It is. I can't say what we're doing this year, but we're kicking it up a notch. So Ultra 3, look out. Just saying.
Yeah, we're going to have a bunch of brass stripper poles. At least a dozen.
Why are you letting out our secrets, Chris?
I'm sorry. I had to let one
our
go.
Midget strippers.
Jesus, midget strippers. Okay, moving on. So remember also, listeners, that we are offering those prints that Monica O'Leary put together, drew, and we have we had 20 prints made. We have 15.
No, 15. And so you're all fucked up right now. 15 were made.
15 remain. They're selling like hotcakes.
There's 8 left. Remaining. 8.
That's right.
8 is remaining, Chris.
8 remaining.
I just got the update from Johnny at Dirtbag Clothing.
Okay.
And Johnny's excited about this whole thing. That's super cool. Yep. He's like, dude, this is he's done a lot of cool charity stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, dude, this is awesome. So there's 8 left. Makes a great freaking Christmas gift. $150 minimum donation. And it goes 100% of it goes to freaking Justin Wicks, Chris Wicks, the Wicks family racing program.
Bora car.
And the Bora car. And get them back on the track. They're going to make it happen, but every dollar counts.
Yep.
And this
racing's expensive.
Yeah. And what I love about KOH and racing in general is like, nobody's in it to make money because you don't make money in racing, right? But they're doing it for the love and the passion of the sport. And the Wicks family epitomizes that, right? Like they freaking are 190% in.
Sure.
So it's fun. They're the Bomber family, which again is just fucking making it happen. Minimalistic
awesome cars. Yep.
Yes, I love it, and so that's why we're supporting them. Got to know that family, and this is a cool deal. So, makes a great Christmas gift, and you're helping somebody out in the process of
it's legit
keeping Justin on the track, and he will win KOH one of these days,
doubt.
And that's going to be an epic fucking win. And I can't wait for that to happen. I don't know when it's going to happen. I know it's going to happen within the next 5 years, but it's going to happen. He just has the recipe for success there.
He does. A passion.
And the passion, that is the key. We talk about that a lot on the podcast, is the passion. And that's why we do this podcast, is out of passion for off-road. Whether it be four-wheeling recreational in a Jeep or rubber band douche coupe now, but whatever it is, and KOH 100%. But anyways, it's good shit. And so
8 left. The link is in the show notes where you can click on that, and hopefully you'll step up to the lick log and buy a print.
There you go. Step into the lick log.
Yeehaw. And then a couple of other things. Don't forget, this is the holiday season. We've mentioned it numerous times. Hopefully you got all your Christmas lights up. I know Jason and I both have decorated our homes this year. But go while you're shopping for, buying that print for your family to support the Wicks family racing. You can also go and look at the merch link in our shopping, a shopping link in our webpage to go buy hoodies and hats and t-shirts and so forth and so on for your loved ones to put under the Christmas tree. Get your orders in early so they can arrive and you can wrap them and put them under the tree.
That's right.
And then lastly, as far as my show notes or what I want to accomplish in this episode is we are in the final leg of shutting down our Patreon page. We've done a great job of getting people migrated over to the irate4x4.com platform, which is a PayPal, which our payments come through PayPal. But I believe we've just got a couple of people still on Patreon, which we have contacted, and hopefully we'll get them migrated shortly. But the clock is ticking on shutting down Patreon. So I think we're going to have her shut down by the end of the year here. So we're looking at...
Yeah, definitely by the end of the year. And we just want to keep the money in our community. So irate 4x4.
Yep.
Austin has done a wonderful job helping all of us out. Snail Trail Chasers are on there now. And it's keeping the money in our community, right? Like,
absolutely.
So keeping, I won't say, but we're keeping the money in the community. So that's why we are pushing for this and making it happen, and grateful for Austin to accommodate us. And he has jumped through hoops and freaking, it's been great. So
yep, he's built a great community. That's for sure.
He has, and so we support that 100%, and that's why we're going that direction. So, anyways,
if you're still on Patreon, switch over to Irate. You know who you are.
Yeah, and if you want to jump on Irate, it's free to join. Make it happen, and just it's a cool community.
Absolutely.
right? Like it's the old pirate people back there, and some of them have dropped off, but there's some great freaking feeds on there, and again,
a lot of great information.
It's part of our community, and that's what we're all about. Support the people that support four-wheeling in general, whatever you do. So,
enthusiast driven.
Yes. Passion. Back to the passion, right, Chris?
Yeah, that's right. Passion. So, yeah. So irate4x4.com. You can go there, signing up is free. If you want to support the show, you can go to watch, listen, and discuss. And you will scroll down and you'll see Wheeling Wine and Whiskey there.
Yes.
Click on that link and it will bring you into our page, which these are words.
Whoa.
Enunciate, which has all of our episodes, and you see discussions for each and every episode. And of course, on the right side of the screen, there's going to be the links if you decide to. It's not required, but if you decide to support us in our endeavor to keep the show going,
$5, $10, $20.
$5, $10, $20. There are costs associated with making this happen, and any little bit you can contribute to our cause would be certainly appreciated.
And we give you surprise gifts once in a while, so it just we got something going out in the mail right now.
Yes, sir.
Pretty freaking cool. But that's it's good stuff. It's just warm fuzzies all the way around. So if you want to contribute, great. If you don't, I totally get it. Times are tough. Biden economics, it is what it is. But if you got some surplus, a
few shekels here and there.
Yeah, a few shekels. Spare change in your pocket, like Chris. Like spare change to Chris is like, $50 bills floating around,
just
and for the common folk, it's like change is like 25 cents here and there. Yeah.
Right.
Fugazi, Fugizzi in Chris's world. I love it. That's why I'm friends with him. He's got a lot of money.
I wish. I don't own a rubber band douche coupe, so.
Well, that is a lot of money. I will tell you that. That freaking thing cost me money on Black Friday, but whatever. It'll be cool. So, what else we got, Chris? I think that kind of wraps up this episode. We're approaching an hour and a half.
I got nothing.
Oh, you got nothing. All right. Well, you know what? Let's call it good for now. We got plenty more stories coming up. Holidays are in full swing. So be safe out there, people, and do the right thing. And with that, Chris,
we're out.